me, Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Vale, back with another Big Hype podcast. And today I am joined by, before I tell you that, I've got to tell you about my sponsors. So brought to you in association with Bravos Boxing Gloves. Protect yourself at all times while wearing Bravos. Combat Ticks, fantastic platform for boxers, fighters and promoters. And of course our preferred charity of choice, Boxers in Need. But joining me today from his home in Bristol area?
Yeah, Bristol, yeah.
Bristol area.
Yeah.
Bristol, let's just say Bristol.
It's
It's Logan Dorrington.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on there.
Hey, mate, it's been my pleasure. Do you know what? I don't often do shows in Bristol. I don't often do shows with Sanaga. Being a Welshman, living that far close to him, I probably should. But things have always kind of gone. He's done other things. I've done other things. I know Chris. I know Jamie. They're great guys. You're doing great things in Bristol and a couple of shows in Cardiff here as well. So, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's ask you the same question I've asked everyone who's come on the podcast. Let's start with that, which is how and why did you get involved in boxing?
When I first got into boxing, I started as it was always to lose weight. I was a bit chunky in school, so I never got into it as I want to be a pro boxer, I want to be a champion. It was just one of them ones. I thought I was putting on a bit of timber. I thought I'll give a go at boxing. I tried football. I wasn't no good at that, and then as I got into it, I started losing the weight. I thought I wasn't actually too bad at it. Started doing pretty well at it, and then realised I was actually pretty good at it. So it all kicked off from there, really.
So did you go into the amateur side of it, or did you just turn straight into the sort of alternative routes?
I started at a gym that was more of like a box fit gym. They'd done the odd little white collar show, but I quickly outgrew that gym. Got better than pretty much everyone there pretty fast, and then I went to my closest amateur club what my dad boxed for back in the day. My dad was a pro back in the day, and that was an amateur club he was at. And then they took me in, and it was honestly the best thing that ever happened to me. I fell in love with it, and yeah, just started going amateur and built up from there.
It's interesting you say dad. Dads pop up quite a lot in this again, particularly with young boxers. Did he take you to the gym, or did you find it yourself?
No, to be fair, it was my ma. My ma took me to the gym first. I don't know, my dad being a boxer, he wanted me to stay away from it, knowing like the harsh reality of it maybe. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it was my mum that done it all for me, really.
Get down that gym, grab you by the ear, pulling you down to the gym, and get down there and go box. So how old were you when you started boxing? How old were you roughly then?
I think I was 15, so I didn't start too early. Okay. 15, I was pretty old, and I think I had my first amateur fight by 16. I think near enough around there. I'm not too sure. How
many do you remember your amateur record? I know it's not really important, but you know it's your apprentice, and do you remember that?
I had I always confused. It's either 21 or 22 I had amateurs, and I lost 3, but I missed out on a few years because of the COVID. I ended up breaking my wrist and that.
Okay.
So missed a few, and we boxed for the Alliance, so it got to the point where I was like running out of people to match against, and always want to be a smelter's boy.
Okay, so you so boxing, not Box England, you went box the Alliance, the away. 2 alternative routes, and again, like you say, some gyms are affiliated to that one, some of the gyms are affiliated the other way. Okay, and then so what sort of prompted the decision to try your hand in the pro game?
So I've always had a bit of a pro style. Amateurs is very fast paced, in and out, but I think in every single one of my amateur fights, I don't think I won a first round. I was always a slow starter, and then by the second, I'd break you down a bit, and then by the third, I've got you. You know what I mean? I ain't losing that third round to no one, that's for sure. Like, then it was always my coach that said like he was always onto me. You know what I mean? And pushed me forward and said like you could really do something with this.
So having that extra round as well has really helped you in the pro game as well, having 4 rounders.
Massively, yeah. I'm better with picking my shots. You know what I mean? I'm working with the time.
So going back, let's just go back a little bit before we went into the pro thing. You said you broke your wrist, and you had some COVID issues as well. What was it like trying to sort of come back from an injury like that? Has that still affected you? Does that still affect you now?
No, to be fair, it wasn't a major break. It was called the Euler styloid. So it was just one of them where at the time I boxed in the Alliance Nationals, so I won the semis, and then I can't remember. I either won the quarters, won the semis, and then I was meant to fight the weekend, and then I broke my wrist in sparring. Just something stupid, just caught a funny shot, and then it just took a little while to recover. But by the time I did recover, the COVID hit, and then we was out for another year. So it was a nightmare. Come back, and yeah, it is what it is.
So the pro turn didn't sort of come because of the COVID. It was because when did you turn pro? Is it? I've made my notes when I went and researched you a little bit. I have November 22.
Yeah, so around three years, few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so the COVID thing wasn't the real reason for you to turn pro. I know a few boxers who decided, COVID's happening, we're not getting the amateur fights, we're going to turn over pro.
Yeah.
Just so you can stay in the gym and keep active and thing. So how did you cope with the COVID thing? Did you get into your own gym, or were you able to train at home? Or
I trained everywhere I could. Obviously,
yeah.
You wouldn't have meant to, but the odd little place I could get a bit of training in. You know what I mean? I was always running. I'm one of these people now. I love the training. So like the training is just more of a benefit to me, and I enjoy it. So wherever I could get a session in, I could get a session. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's just opportunities that you took out every opportunity that came up to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go here.
For sure, 100%. Anything that come up.
As I say, your pro debut November 22 against a very known and personal friend of mine, Carl Tooley.
Oh no way.
Tony.
Yeah.
So again, I know Carl for a little while. He's a good little boxer. How did you find that? I mean, you stopped him in, was it the second or the first?
Definitely the second. I think definitely the second. It was a bit different to me because like I said, it's a lot slower, and usually the amateur, as soon as it starts, you're going at each other.
Yeah.
And I thought I don't want to gas. I don't want to do anything wrong. A lot of the pressure was on, but I caught him with a big right hand, and it was a crazy injury. When I seen his face, I thought, Jesus Christ, is boxing really for me? You know what I mean? But fair play to him. He still wanted to carry on, but then the ref had to stop it.
So yeah. So I mean, you went into that pro fight. How do you go? How do you prepare for a pro fight?
To be honest, I've just done everything I've done for the amateurs, but I just tried taking it to that next level, so that bit more intensity. I was trying to be that bit more fitter and capable of doing that much more rounds. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's something that just takes a little bit more knowledge, I suppose, to take that little bit more mental capacity. Did you have to prepare mentally for anything like that with for Carl?
Not really. I just treat it as any other fight. I always struggle with the boxing mentally. I see that's one of my weakest things, like just self-doubt. But I know whenever it comes to it, it's always the same. Like, you just get in there and you get the job done. We try to anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, you say obviously in that you're self-doubting. I mean, you're 8-0 right now.
Yeah.
There's not an awful lot to doubt you. I mean, you've gone through some big names as well. To get here as well, including some well-respected journeying people as well. So, you've gone through the like of Kofi, Dimitri, Paul Cummins, Dwayne Grant, Louis Savari, Nathan Darby was your last fight there as well. You've gone sort of through the gears up to 4 rounds. Now you finish. Now you're in the 6 rounders.
Yeah.
From those fights, those 8 fights you've had so far, how what sort of stands out for you? I mean, you had 4 stoppages in there as well. So, who stands out for you as good opponents and fun fights that you might have enjoyed?
The Nathan Darby fight was a bit of a shock to me, because I can't lie, I was hitting thin air for half the fight. Yeah, he was slippery. I couldn't really ever catch him clean. I never like research. I don't really want to know who my opponents are, so I never like research. Never do anything, because I just think this is a fight at the end of the day. I'm gonna fight him either way, so I'll just figure out when I get. I know I can't do that when I go up the levels, but he was one of them I should have researched, because when I got in there, I'd catch one, but I'd never catch him with 2. And I'm one of these people, if I catch you one, I'm trying to get you. You know what I mean? And he made me. He was making me hit thin air a lot of the time. Cummings was tough as well. Jesus, I hit him with everything. He was tough.
I mean, that's the point. Some of these guys. I mean, they're the 2 that took you the distance as well. I mean,
yeah.
You stopped Lewis Farley in the first round. You also stopped Richard Helms in the first round as well.
Yeah.
With stoppages there on those ones, and Coffey you stopped. That was your the second fight out as well. So, I mean, you've had a bit of a mixed bag. 50% knockout rate right now.
Yeah.
That's quite an impressive for any young boxer.
Pretty lucky, isn't it?
I think luck has an awful lot to do with it, but that's just my opinion on that one.
Yeah.
You've done the work. Like you say, you've stepped in the ring and done that work. And for anyone watching on, that's what we want to see. We want to see game fighters. We want to see 50-50 kind of fights as well. People are, not just turning up just because they need to turn up.
Yeah, of course. I think what a lot of the difference is, when the fighters come to trade, obviously a lot of these journeymen, some are more slipperier, some come to survive, but then if they come to exchange, I do get that little bit luckier, like I said, luckier, like, you know what I mean? Because it's a little millimeters in boxing, you know what I mean?
It is a game of millimeters. It's a game of, like the Americans say, it's a game of inches, but they refer to the NFL as that. But in boxing as well, it's that small incremental improvements or slightly different angles or slightly different pitches. And as you be in there, you think, well, I'm hitting this guy and he's nothing. So you try something a little bit different. Your coach comes to you in the corner. You go, right, you need to let's try what they can see.
Yeah.
Do you your relationship with your coach must have something to do with the success rate you've had as well.
Yeah, of course. Me and Chris, we clash a little bit, but he knows the game a lot better than what I do, and it's just trying to take it in from him. I think with me and him, there's a little bit of communication issues a lot of the time, but he does know best. There's no one knows more about boxing than that man. Honest to God.
Has there been a time where you can tell us he's said something and you've gone on and you've thought, I'll go out and do something different, and he's come, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why aren't you listening?
There has been a few times, but sometimes he forgets as well. It is different when you're in there, which he knows that himself, because what he may think, it may work what he tells you to work. Well, I'm trying it, you know what I mean? When you've got punches coming at you and you're trying to try something they're doing, it ain't a smooth, you know what I mean, process. And he's a little bit eggy, Chris, you know what I mean? So if he didn't get his own way, he gets a bit leery.
I'm sure in the dressing room after the fights, he's telling you, so, well, if you'd done this and done that, didn't you could have had the first round, not stoppage or whatever. I'm sure conversations are going like that. So yeah, I mean, sitting where you are right now, and again, as I've said, 8-0, it's an impressive rate, 50% knockout rate. It's quite an impressive record so far.
Yeah.
And what's the sort of thing I already see on BoxRec? You've got a fight set out in the new year already in 2026 in February, but TBA. So is that a definite, or is that something that? Or is that
I
something...
hope so. Okay.
Okay.
I've asked Chris to go on that show. It's in the Sports Val Arena in Cardiff.
Okay.
And I've just asked this year to be as busy as possible. I was a little bit slack last year, and little things coming up. You know what I mean? Just let myself down a bit. But this year, I'm expected to be busy and just getting as many fights as I can. I don't like knowing my opponents, or I don't know if he's probably may have an opponent in line, but I'd rather not ask. You know what I mean? It is what it is, isn't it?
It's DBA, mate. So it's to be announced. So maybe Chris has got something in the pipeline as your management team, putting together that fight. Again, like you say, if you're going to keep yourself busy and that's what your actions are, then obviously management will assist you and help you, I guess, with getting those fights in as quickly as possible. But is there something that you think, actually, do you know what, I wouldn't mind, within the next year or two that you're sort of aiming for?
With this next year or two, I'd like to step up the rounds a bit, just be busy, and then hopefully soon touch that Southern Area title. If all goes well, you know what I mean. But I'm hoping to get further, definitely further than that, without doubt.
So using that as a stepping stone to perhaps going for northern or southern area, or a English championship, or something a little bit different. Yeah,
definitely. Not only that, I just want to get my name out of there a bit more. You know what I mean? Just hopefully my name a bit more known outside of Bristol, because I've got great support inside of Bristol. I always get a lot of people come in to support me, which I'm always grateful for.
And what I mean at the moment is that is there any plan then of going on the road a little bit? I've spoken to quite a lot of boxers in here, and because some of them have said, I've never really thought about going on the road, but I've done it once or twice, and it kind of actually enjoyed it a little bit. Not as a journeyman, but as the away fighter. Is that sort of the plan then for you as well, Logan?
Yeah, I always leave it to trusting Chris. You know, I mean, Chris being my manager, and that if he reckons I should do that, I'll go with his opinion. But when I was an amateur, when I boxed away, I preferred it. I'd go there, I'd smash him up. I'll have no one watching me, and I'll go home earlier. You know what I mean? It's less pressure. Opportunities come along, and who knows?
You're sitting at welterweight at the moment. Yes.
Yeah, last fight was super welter, but definitely as it comes to the titles, I'll be at welter.
you'd rather be at the welter. I mean, you've got we've got who's I don't know, is that the southern area? Is that taken at the moment? Is that someone?
Mate, honestly, I never keep track of it.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Just want to chat and want to battle for the fight.
If he's good, I'll find out when he's in there.
I like it. I know Lewis Crocker is in the mix as well for he's a world champion in that respect, and a British guy.
Yeah.
He's 22, 23-0, whatever he is at the moment with the belt as well. I mean, is that sort of the dream sort of thing to get to that sort of world championship level and challenge for a world championship? Yeah,
of course, it's everyone's dream. You know what I mean? When you're on turn pro, you know what I mean. It is always a dream to become a world champion, but them boys are levels above me. You know what I mean. Obviously, if I got offered to fight them, I'll do it, but more than likely I'm coming out in the first three, but I'll always give it a good go. You know what I mean. They are levels on me.
Never say never, mate. It's one punch and the whole thing has changed. The whole game changes.
I've got a little dig on me, so you never know.
Yeah, that's the fight I watched. I'm watching some bits and trying to sort of see some stuff on your Instagram and stuff, and I was like, wow, it's good. So I think there's opportunities for you as well, and there's opportunities whenever come up. I'm sure things will come up and be more sort of thing. I mean, obviously you're a Bristol lad. Bristol cold, rain. What's the sort of training sort of routine now at the moment? Are you still in camp? I mean, we're filming this between Christmas and New Year. Obviously it's a little bit different, but you've still got that fight in your mind in less than probably about 8 weeks. Yeah,
like I said, I always enjoy the training. So even when I'm not meant to be like full in intense training camp, I train every day no matter what. Sometimes even twice a day, just because I enjoy it. So like even now, I'm still training every day. At the moment, I'm just not sparring. You know what I mean? Giving the brain a little rest. But honestly, as soon as sparring's back on, I'm there. That's my best thing about it.
So what does a typical day look like? I mean, you're up at what 5, 4, 6 o'clock in the morning. What does a typical day look like?
Well, I'm a bricklayer by trade, so usually it's always work first, and then I'll do my training after. But because my bricklaying is weather dependent, sometimes whenever it get rained off, it's just another excuse to train. You know what I mean? I'll straight to the gym and double up on sessions.
I'm always intrigued. The other side of the sport, obviously, yes, you're a professional boxer, but you have a day job as well, which is bricklaying as well. I mean, that must be tough on a day's work as well, particularly lifting heavy bricks. And how many do you lay a day? How many can you lay a day? I'm sure you have competitions with your mates on the site. How many you can lay in a day? What's your record for laying bricks in a day?
To be honest, I always say this to my boss. I say, listen, I always trying to like push them and say, I could get 1,000 down a day, you know what I mean? But they was like, no, you couldn't. But I never really truly talks about it. But I like boxing. I do try to be the best bricklayer I can be as well. You know what I mean? Anything I do, I'm going for it. But they always give the talk that I don't, but I definitely do.
I mean, I'm laughing because I think you probably challenge it. I can tell you what, lads, you do your 400 there a day, and I'll do 1,000 over a year, and we'll see who gets finished first. And I probably you're competitive enough here, if that's the environment you're in as well.
Got to be done.
You've boxed in a few different places. I mean, I know you've predominantly boxed in Bristol, like you said earlier, and you've been in the galleries underground in that. Wonderful. It looks and I know others have told me it's a bit cold, but it looks like a really unique venue, being underground a shopping centre. What's it like boxing in that environment?
To be fair, I actually enjoy it. Other than, like you said, other than the cold, I enjoy it. It's a bit dark and gloomy, but when the lights go on, it's not a half bad venue. But when you speak to people, you either love it or hate it. So some people it's no good, the venue, and other people say, I love this venue. People say it's like Brad Pitt Fight Club.
That's the kind of vibe that I kind of feel like, some people sort of said about it. It's like it's a little bit underground, it's a little bit cringy, but at the same time, when you say the lights go on and the ring's set up, it's a unique venue. And I've got to say, you probably in a very small group of people that can say, do you know what, I've boxed in a car park in Bristol. It's so unique and so niche. It's a great venue, I think.
Tell them just stick around, innit? Have that for a little bit, and then we'll have to do too soon. You know what I mean?
Hey, the O2 sometimes can be cold and drafty as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're big arenas. I mean, I've been to a few arena shows, and you know, they're not always the nicest or warmest thing. I remember being for the Millennium for Anthony Joshua and AJ Parker.
Oh, fair play. Yeah.
You know, it was a great fight, but it wasn't a warm night. And your jacket on, your coat on. I was up in the rafters.
Yeah.
Still great, you know, still great. And I've done Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. Sometimes that can be cold as well. It doesn't always translate. So you probably actually you probably get once
Probably
the lights
the
are on,
same. Yeah.
they're probably the same. And when you're in the lights and you can't really see any further than you know, two rows back from ringside, it probably doesn't make much difference. But who knows?
Yeah.
You know, you might be able to. You know, I don't know. I'm not a boxing per se, so I'm not saying it.
I'll get him to pull more of the budget out and put on the heating in it when I'm up there.
Okay, I mean, I've done some warehouses as well, mate, and they're all the same. They're just freezing thing. They've got air heaters in the corner trying to warm up the space. It goes out as soon as it gets the tin roof, and that's the way it works, mate. So, you know, your career is coming now, and you're growing fast. You're starting to build a bit of a fan base as well. You're in Bristol. You know, who's your favourite fighter that you sort of think, you know, actually I'd love to emulate that person's career or emulate that person's style?
To be fair, I'm always changing who I enjoy and watching. You know, I like a lot of the old school fighters. I love watching like Rocky Marciano, Marcos Maidana. Probably people I shouldn't be, but I just enjoy watching them so much. But nowadays, all these big fights, all these big fights, I try taking a little bit from all of them. Is what my coach always told me. If you see someone do something good, take that to the gym on the Monday and work on it. You know what I mean?
That's all right. That's all right. You know, who's ringing you as well? We're trying to get hold of someone. Is that your coach? Is that you should be in the gym?
No, it's an iPad. Someone trying to FaceTime me. Sorry.
Oh, bless you, mate. Sorry about that. We had to throw that in
yeah.
because you can hear it on the audio, so we'll talk about that. But it's probably Chris saying, "Yeah, we lined your fight up, Joe. Don't worry about it, Logan. You've got some guy we've got about fight." No, well, digress. I'm going off on the sidetrack because I'm not talking. So great, mate. Great stuff. Like I said, the future looks very promising for you. I think you're an underrated boxer, and I think a lot of people will need to learn your name. And once they start seeing your fighting style, they'll be coming to you in their droves. And you know, I wish you every success going forward.
Thank you.
You know, this is something I've always sort of tried to do, is to give boxers opportunities to have a chance to talk and about their career, and hopefully maybe, you know, you can be their next favourite fighter, and I hope that is the case. So we have a little closing tradition on the podcast, which is how we sort of close the podcast, which is a quick rapid fire final round. So Logan Dorrington, are you ready for your final round?
Give it a good go.
Southpaw or orthodox?
Orthodox.
Body shots or headshots?
Oh, I'm a body shot man.
Train alone or with a partner?
Nah, partner, always.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
I'm an early bird.
Are you? I can imagine being a bricklayer as well. Heavy bag or speed bag?
Heavy bag.
A lot of love for the heavy bag.
Yeah.
Boxing gym or outdoor training?
Oh, boxing gym.
Short and powerful punches or long and technical?
Short and powerful.
Fight dirty or fight clean?
Oh, dirty. As long as I get away with it.
Good man.
Yeah.
No one ever says that.
Yeah.
They all think the board's listening.
Yeah.
No, they won't, mate. They won't. You're a good boxer. So anyway, loud crowd or quiet atmosphere?
Quiet for me.
You like it quiet? Oh, okay.
I'm nervous. You know what I mean? Nerves get me. But
So
it ends
rather
up
be the
being,
first.
every time it ends up being mad anyway. You know what I mean? You've got great supporters. It goes crazy.
I was going to say you've got quite a few people
Yeah.
now behind you as well, growing a crowd, like I said.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure they make enough noise when you come out as well. Yeah. So it's okay. So quick knockout or strategic win?
Quick knockout.
Quick knockout.
Yeah.
Don't get paid for the overtime, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ or Fury? I know it's a hypothetical question because at the moment we obviously wish Anthony all the best, and obviously the rest of his two friends as well. But if that fight was to be signed and we could get it over the line, who would you think?
Fury, 100% for me.
Really?
Got to be Fury.
I want to ask why. You can tell me if you want, but
to be fair, he's been inactive. You know what I mean? He's not been about. So the longer he leaves it, the less likely it is for me. You know what I mean? So, leaving it a few more years, AJ's going to whoop him. But at the moment, Fury. But
Fury's always dealt with that inactivity quite well, and you know he's always been able to sort of pull it back and Anyway, look, it'll be a great fight, whatever happens, AJ or Fury.
Yeah.
If it comes off, then all the fans who want it are still going to be the thing. Logan, how do people get involved? How do they follow your journey? Where can they find you?
My name's Logan Dorrington on pretty much all social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, just that's all really, mate. Thank you.
No, mate. Thank you so much for going on the Big Hype podcast tonight. I hope you've had a good time, and I've learned a little bit more about you, and I wish you every success going forward in the future. And I hope you get that southern area done, and then onto bigger and better things.